Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 on ballyspring. Sounds like a happy lamb. Right, so we're in April. I think it's been about 10 days since my last video on this series, just because I was a bit busy last week. I was working 7 days in a row and I had the Monday off, so it was a bit of a hectic schedule, but I tried my best to prioritise the farmhand, which did get done in the end, so I was happy about that. But yeah, we're back on ballyspring. We're going to do 2 episodes this week. So hopefully we can make a good dent into the save game and get some stuff done that I've wanted to do. First thing we're going to do, because we're now in April, is we're going to rectify that problem. Well, it was my mistake. I put my hands up. I tried to plant in maize last month in the game, which obviously you can't do. So this should actually be set up, I still think, with the, yeah, it is, with the course play. So we're going to go from here, first waypoint, off you go, and let him crack on. It's our job in this episode then to make sure we get these 3 fields planted by using courseplay, but also making sure that's got enough maize seeds in. So we need to keep checking on that. I hope we'll get a notification. If not, we'll just keep an eye out. We are going to sort out a little problem that I've got with the pallets of wool because it's just too much. It's too much. Let's go have a quick look. It's easier to describe it. Let the game save first. And we definitely need to sort this out. So if we jump into the L200, you can see that I've had to disconnect because there's just too much. There's just too much for this trailer. So we're gonna unload this whole trailer and we're gonna put it onto the trailer that we use for bales and everything like that. So it's a bigger capacity because in May, so next month, we can actually sell this wool. So we're getting there. We are really getting quite close. Yeah, we've even got some more. So we'll get that sorted in this episode. Give you a bit of an update on the animals. The animals are still just in the same pastures, same enclosures that they've been in. We are going to be letting them out soon. I have been checking the weather, thinking that would make a difference, but it doesn't. Even though in the real world, obviously, that would have an impact. But yeah, we're going to, I think May time, we'll let them out. It's still, you know, the temperature's fine. You probably let them out anyway around then. 39 in June, day 2. What is going on then? That is insane. Who knew Ireland would get so hot in June? Yeah, 39 degrees. So yeah, we're going to let them out next month. They've got a bit of food for this episode. We don't need to worry about feeding, but probably, you know, they're getting close, need a bit more straw as well. So we'll yeah, sort that out soon, probably in the next episode. We can have a quick look at them because they are obviously quite busy at the moment. The Holsteins, the heifers that we've got out up at the top, the 11 that we're just feeding hay aren't doing too bad. They're not really feeding that much, so that hay's not gone down too much. But obviously, you know, it suits us because we're just trying to keep them ticking over, let them, you know, age up to the right age, and then just before they get close to when, you know, they're going to give us some milk. So even these are still heifer. I mean, their age now is 20 months, and it still says heifer. I think it's 21 when they'll go to the mature cow. But we are getting a bit of milk off them. So we need to make sure that when we're about, I think it's about 18 months, maybe around that, we should start feeding them TMR. So we'll bring them in with this kind of herd of cows. And that one's just living the dream. It's kind of like the VIP cow of the herd. It's just out on its own for no apparent reason, and it's just happy eating all the grass from the field. So yeah, we'll leave that as is. We have got some sheep though that really do need to go and be sold soon, especially the males. So we've got 3 months there. I said around 5 months. I would go up to 6, but yeah, I think we're already at 5 months. Yeah, we are. We've got 24 here that are at 5 months. £254 on them. I wonder if they would go up. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, I'm sure it's 6 months that they'll change what they look like. So there'll be a RAM by that point, not a young RAM. But yeah, we'll have to just check that, just to be sure. I'd say as soon as they transition from young RAM to RAM, that should be probably the best time to sell them. But we'll have a look. I mean, we'll keep the females. The aim is to keep all the females, definitely, just because we want the flock to grow. We want it, the biggest flock we can get. We want it to max out and make as much wool as possible and so on, and just, you know, just trying to maximize the amount of money we're getting from them. Pigs are the ones that I really want to get sorted out, but we need the feed. We need the feed for them. It's just, I feel like if I get a load of pigs now and we can't feed them, well, it's just a recipe for disaster. So we need to make sure we do that. So, like I said, we've got this trailer to sort out. We've got the guy out in the field planting in the maize. We've got 2 fields to do. We've got the one that's CCM and the 2 that are going to be for maize silage. We're going to go down to the shop as well. We're going to take a few items and bring, hopefully, a few items back. So there is quite a lot to do. Now, the grass fields, I do want to get a new mower in this episode for cutting grass. Even though we're not quite there, I think when we hit the month of May, these fields are going to be ready. So we'll do hay, because hay we're just going through like anything. We definitely need to do hay first. And it looks like with the weather, 39 degrees, be a perfect time to dry some hay out. So, yeah, let's get this new mower sorted out, and we can cut the grass in the next episode. We have got another task to do, though, so we're going to go to the shop first, and then we're going to go and sort out the last task. But let's go and sort out the items that we want. We're going to take down a couple of tractors to do this, and I think I might take this one down as well. And I might get the Massey to follow me. But first, let's get set up and everything hooked up. So we're going to go take the mower down, because we obviously want to sell this with us buying a new mower. Should be alright there. So that's that one. And let's go to... Hey, oh, he's had a problem. We need to make sure we extend the amount of headlands that we're going to do. That might be a problem, unfortunately. So what we're going to do here is we're going to stop this course. See, I've put 2 headlands, but it's not happy. It's not happy. Let's make 4. And as long as we still got... Yeah, we still got a bit there. That's fine. And we want to just look at this, just so we make sure we hit the right point. We might have to finish off. I think it's probably better to start from here, because then we're not going to miss any bits. We might miss some bits on the headland that we might have to tidy up. That's the only problem with doing more headlands. But at least we don't have to worry as much, hopefully. So there we go. That's that done. Yeah, let's get back. We want this tractor. Yeah, this one. There we go. And we're going to go and get an item that I think... I'm trying to basically make a bit of money. I don't want to keep buying all this equipment and maybe leasing it out. I've already got 2 items that are quite hefty, really, on lease. And I don't want to get more items on lease, because all I'm doing is the money we're getting from milk, we're actually going to be making less each month from, because we're obviously paying more out in repayment costs. We've already got the 2 loans that I am going to be using, probably the money we get from crops or anything like that, to pay off the loans. We're obviously doing the right thing and paying off monthly anyway, our monthly repayments, but to make it chip away quicker, we're going to be using anything we sell crop wise, so any harvest that we do to reduce that, basically. But if we have a look at the leased items, which I'll do in a second, we've got 2 items especially that I do obviously want to keep, and the aim is to actually own them at some point. So this is the slurry tanker that we bought recently. To purchase this now, it's 90,000. So we could do it, but we'd lose majority of the money we've got. And then we've also got the seeder. So if we purchase that, it's 41,000. So I don't want to buy a mower now and put that on the same kind of repayment plan, which is a lease, and then eventually lease to buy. I think it's probably much... Yeah, it's better to buy these mowers now outright. So I'm going to try and generate a bit of cash to do that by selling this mower, and then also selling this subsoiler. Now, we are using precision farming, and the way we want to go about that is obviously direct seeding. So the best way to do that would be to mulch the fields after we've harvested them, and then direct seed straight in. Look at this. Bloody lamb. Just like a proper lamb. They jump on anything. Right, so I've actually just completely distracted myself from what I was going on about, and then had something else distracted myself. So not only did the lamb distract me, I'm now trying to use follow me mod, but I think I might have taken it off. I think I might have. So we're going to have to drive this down twice. That is a bit of a pain. But my aim was to sell both of these items to try and recoup some of the money so we can buy these mowers outright. So that's my aim. That was the plan. So I'm going to have to drive both of these down now, and then fortunately, unless we go out and just unless we jump back out the game, probably put follow me back on and then go from there. I think that's actually a good idea. And that is a good idea. So let me sort that out, because it saves us a bit of time, and we'll make sure this guy's on a straight as I pause to jump back in and out. There we go. So just from there, and then nearest waypoint from there. Job done. So save the game. I'll jump back out. I'll get everything set up, and then we'll be ready to go again. And hopefully I'll be at the shop with 2 tractors selling this equipment, so we can pick up what we need and upgrade the mowers. All sorted. Got follow me enabled. I will fix the auto drive. I just need to put it back into the save game. A lot slower in that tractor. But anyway, let's get these mowers sorted. We have got a beefy tractor now, so I'm hoping to get a front mower, you know, and one, and then maybe either one on the side or even like a butterfly mower. We'll have to see how much it's going to cost. I definitely think it's important, because we do a lot of mowing, so why not make our life easier and invest in something pretty decent. So first thing I want to do is get these in place. I also want to get myself a weeder, because we're going to tend to some weeds as well in this episode, and it's the ones that are in the potato field. Now it's a little bit different with them, because obviously they are... Wow! Calm down, son. Calm down. Man, there's something wrong with your wrist. Something wrong with his wrist, I'm telling you now. You want to get that checked out, mate. Anyway. Yeah, let's... So yeah, we do need to do some weeding, but it's a bit strange because of the fact it's obviously potatoes, and they are always pretty much like medium size weeds, and we're going to use one of the hoes that you can get, but I've actually got a few options with that, because in the base game you only ever get the one option, but there's a few now, and I've got ones for different types of crops, so we can use the grimy ones for obviously the potatoes, which is probably where we're going to go. But then there's also some others which we could probably use, which is one for maize, and yeah, it's pretty good. There's ones for sugar beets as well, so we'll definitely, you know, take a look at that and think about doing it in the future, especially with us not using the spot spraying technology as of yet. I definitely don't want to be putting herbicide down, because we'll get a better score if we just use a manual, a mechanical weeder. So we're going to make sure we get something pretty decent with that. But anyway, let's get this sorted. So we're going to repaint, because why not? If we did repair, we'd do that, but we're not. So 6,700, we'll sell that. And this one, we can repaint for 4 grand, and it's already gone up, and we'll repair it. And there we go. Made ourselves an extra odd, what, 20, we're at 126,000 now. So it's about time, so we should get a decent mow with that. Definitely. I mean, we could just quickly look at the tractor again, just to make sure we're going to have enough juice, but I'm sure we will at 405 horsepower. I mean, I'd be very shocked if we don't. So we definitely need the mechanical weeder. We're going to lease that one out, because it is something that I am going to return. We're not going to buy it just yet. It isn't too expensive, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's. I don't think we should buy it just yet. So these are the options. So you can tell with this one, if you just look at the top, this is a part of the Grimmy pack. This machine removes weeds and improves the condition of the field by creating furrows. It can be used only during the initial growth stage. Hoes pull out small to medium grown weeds. So this one is obviously, with it being a Grimmy, it's made for potatoes. There is a few options here, but this is the one I like because it's 6 meters. 19,000, not bad price at all. But then you've got ones that are in this pack. So that's the name. If you want to search it, search that. And this is the mod author. So if you wanted to download these, you can. But you can see this one's for maize, sunflowers, sugar beet. And I don't know what that one's for. But maybe it's generic. Maybe it's a generic one. But yeah, we're going to get this. We are definitely going to get that. I mean, it's 6 meters and it removes medium weeds. So what? We don't really need much else than that. So let's lease that. That's at the shop waiting for us. And it wasn't too much at all, was it? So, bit of a bargain there. And we're going to be looking at mowers now. I'm going to go right to the end because we want some decent mowers. We definitely do. 75,000, that is steep. But 10 meters. Not too fussed about the width here, I'll be honest. Oh, I don't even know, really. I should have probably looked at this before. It's difficult to sum up what kind of mower I want. I mean, you can't really go wrong with a Pottinger. 8.4 though. 8.8 meters is perfectly fine, isn't it? And 25,000 as well. I mean, I'd quite happily get that. 8 meters is a bargain. For 25,000, that is a bargain. And it's base game, so it'll look pretty good. Yeah, I mean, 8.8 and 8.3. I wonder what the difference is. Well, it looks different. Definitely looks different. Right, so I think this is the combination because it's in the same mod pack, same kind of brand, and it's the same mod author. So I think that is the front mower for it. I think that's pretty decent. Looks spot on, that does. So we're going to buy these. So 15,000 on that, and then we're going to go for the one that's. We're going to go for this one, the 9.9 meter, and I'm hoping that the end of that will allow me to do a row. Here's hoping. 48,000 for that, and we're down to 60. But we've got brand new mowers. They do look pretty sweet, let's be honest on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to probably use, we're going to have to use this one to bring back the mowers, and that one can just haul back the row, and we'll get out on the field. Interested to use these, I'll tell you that now. This will be interesting. And look at the size of it, it's a beast. That front weight's going to be a bit of a problem though. I'm going to have to leave that at the shop, unfortunately. As well. Look at the size of it. It's massive. I can't remember because I'm obviously a lot of the time I'm playing on the farmhand and I don't actually get to use this style equipment much anymore because, well, George is too skint, let's be honest. But yeah, we want to go this way. But that is a beast of a machine. An absolute beast, and it's about time, I'd say. Especially with the amount of mowing we want to get up to. There we go. So should we have a quick look at it, just to test it out, what it looks like. And while it's doing that, while it's unfolding, we'll get hooked up on here. At least this one's got a front weight, won't tip over. Go. That's that done. That's ready to go. And look at the size of that as well. That is pretty decent. 6 meters. And that probably that Massey would do the job as well. So, I mean, you can't deny this is an upgrade. It's certainly an upgrade. So, we might be able to do. So you can't unfold. I don't know what half this stuff does. I'll be honest. I will be honest. I'm hoping that it'll allow me to drop a row, but I don't know if it will, you know. I don't think it will it? We definitely needed to pay a bit extra for that, but 46,000 for this size mower, I'm quite content with. It's a decent mower, to say the least. Right, so we're going to drive back with this one, and we'll get to, again, follow me on the go, and we'll get out in that field and start doing some weeding with this beast as well. And in the next episode, when we actually get to mow the grass, should make easy work of it. Look at the size of this. It's just insane how much extra I'll need now going down them country lanes. I best be spot on. Glad I've turned the traffic off. Right, all set up to go. I've switched over to this track just because it's going to be easier. We may as well use as much power as we've got. Looks like the field's just been completed as well, the first one, so we can move him over to the second one before we get going. It's not too bad. I did have to put some seeds in as well, so it's full up again, but that should hopefully be plenty for this field. We've got 2 to do, so I'm hoping that'll be enough. But yeah, let's go and get set up. I'm just trying to think if they've missed any bits. I mean, there's that bit there, but that's not too much of a problem. I'm happy with that. That's not bad at all. I mean, we shouldn't do any crop damage, should we? Not yet, anyway. Yeah, we're all good. Just about. Doesn't feel always a nerve-wracking moment, that is. Yeah, we may as well take the shortcut instead of driving all the way up and then around. Definitely. We've got some more. I did keep the spare potato seeds that we've got there as well. I need to get rid of that branch. Definitely overhanging. There we go. So, maize silage in this field as well as the one to the right. So, let's get set up. So, let's clear the current course and let's get maize silage done in here. So, we want courseplay field work. We can start it off about there. It's a bit of a weird layout, isn't it? Because I haven't done the boundaries myself. Same with this one. We cut such a good chunk out of that field. But we'll keep it as it is. For now, anyway. Let's open this up. We want 4 headlands again, just so we don't have any issues. Make the headland overlap the biggest we can. So again, there's no... Well, you're reducing the amount that it could miss on its headland passes. We've only got 1 in that field we just done for CCM. So, it makes sense in the end, I guess. Yeah, here we go. Right, first waypoint, off you go. Get plenty of maize. And, yeah, try not to miss anything. Right, so now we can start on this. Now, usually these kind of jobs are... They're not easy. They're quite difficult because you do miss. It's not easy to see where you've been. So I am going to be using GPS for this, definitely. Now we can see some weeds there, and they are definitely going. So what I'm going to do is just do a headland pass and then use GPS and just kind of work my way around. And the turn-ins are probably not going to be the easiest because I'm not giving myself as much of room. It's just so I can work better in the field. Definitely find it easier to use GPS on these kind of jobs where there's not a distinct track or path that's left that you've been. So, when using line, for example, it's obvious where you've been. And if you're weeding in a field that's just completely full of weeds, you can just about make it out. But with it being so kind of sporadic in spots and using this kind of technology, yeah, it's obviously a little bit more difficult. It's like now, really, we shouldn't be going across this way in the field. But it is a game after all. It's going to be difficult just to go up and down continuously. We could have done that. We could have just gone up and down, but and followed the rows that we've set. But there is a few that are like, on the headlands especially, where you can see that I've gone across anyway. So I don't think we'd ever be perfect. But really, the way this weed is set up is you're supposed to go across them rows and have them gaps just perfectly aligned. Or maybe it's like row alignment, I don't know. But yeah, we'll get there, But it'll work fine this way, and we're using the right tool. We're not spraying herbicide, so we should have some better yield in the long run. And environmental score won't be too bad as well. It's like the second best option. Spot spraying technology is the best. It's one of them. I probably think, for environmental reasons, is it better to use a mechanical weeder? Yes, you're going to be going over the field more and maybe use a little bit more fuel, but you're not spraying any herbicide on the ground. So surely this would be the best. Well, that's just my guess on it. I know the spot spraying, you're only spraying herbicide on actual weeds. You're not spraying it on any other part of the field. But at the same time, you're still spraying herbicide and it will leach into the soil. So it's a bit of a strange one. Definitely. Right, so I think we'll start from here and we'll just do some up and down passes now. So let's toggle it on, open up the menu, auto width, which is good for me, that's sound. We will set our A point now and we'll just start going and hope that that should be good enough. I mean, it looks alright, doesn't it? Another point and then just toggle it on and off. I know we're going to have to figure out this hedge in a second. I mean, really, I'd love to just knock that building down, make this a bit of a field, and you know, just have done with that. Whoever's living there, I'll buy you out the place. Don't know if I'm being exact on that. We have missed a bit to the left-hand side there, so I am going to just lift this up a second and try and get that. And then we're pretty much just moving forward across the field then. I think that's the best way for me to do it. I mean, it's difficult. It really is. Unless you can see where you've been, it is quite difficult. And having GPS will help us a lot with it. I think we're on that road there. There we go. So if we have a quick look at the map, we might be able to see a little bit different now. This is where it'd be interesting. I mean, if you had that in your like mini map, that'd be good, because then you could see, you know, if you're missing bits and if you're off pattern. But you can see that we've been round the edge, we've done pretty well, and then we're moving across. And if we just refresh that, you can see that I'm chipping away at that quite nicely. It'd be good if that was in the mini map at the bottom left, a bit like what it is for when we're doing fertilizer. That'd be nice. But then again, it seems like the weeds are not really anything to do with precision farming, because it's not even in the precision farming menu. But it has changed with precision farming, because before the whole field would be covered in it, whereas now it is just sporadic a bit more. Still a lot, but it's a lot better than what it was. Right, so I'll crack on with this field. Bit of a time lapse now, and then we'll make sure to keep an eye on this guy. I don't know where they're going. Probably going for a cuppa. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on them, make sure they've got enough seeds, and then finally they'll have the third field. But by that time, we'll probably be moving over all that wool that we need to sort out.
Have you ever felt defeated? 'Cause you can't move on just like she has. You're falling down and up a heart. You can't turn it off. I can't wrap my head around it. Why is my heart still pounding? I can't stop to think about it. It feels just like I'm drowning. I can't hold myself from crying. I'm acting up 'cause you're not here.
did actually miss a little bit. I don't know how. I think I might have knocked it off the GPS course, but just right to the end here, there's this tiny little bit. And then this whole field will be done. I'm actually going to keep hold of this as well. I think it's probably a good idea. It's only cheap to lease out, but I've got a feeling that with the maize fields, we're probably going to get quite a bit of weeds. And if we do get, obviously, the medium weeds, then we can use this. I think it's a no-brainer. So we'll take this back with us and definitely keep hold of it, just in case that does happen. Don't know if that guy needs a bit of seeds. It might be. No, he's still going. He's doing well. Right, I'm going to have to get rid of this. I'll be honest, it's annoying me. So let's just chop this bit down. There we go. Right, whoever's that field is, they can have it back. There we go. You see, that's much better. Probably want to chop down that bit as well, but I mean, if we're going to do a proper job of it, let's do a proper job of it. This one. And why not? See you in a bit. Throw it over the edge. There you go. Ah, that's much better. Much better. So let's go drop this off. Just checking on the field there, see if there's any bits that's been missed. But there's a few, but not too bad. Looks like he's on his last headland pass as well, so we can set him up to do the final field. And then, yeah, I think it's been really good then. We've planted in three fields. I don't know what he's doing there, I'll be honest. Looks like he's having a right mare. Let's just go and see why that would have happened. Wow. Don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why it generates like that there. That's a bit of a strange one. Maybe if we flatten it out, we can sort that out. But I'll tell you what, while I'm here, let's do some small fixes, eh? Then we can set him going again. I mean, I'm not sure what Courseplay was thinking was going on there, I'll be honest. But, you know, it is what it is. So, nearest waypoint, off you go. And hopefully them seeds will last out. It is, yeah, a bit of a stretch. But we got to fill up anyway. That's a fact. And what we may as well do is drive it back up to the yard before we go and finish, well, before we go and do the last field. But I'm hoping that last little bit there will be enough. But yeah, done a good job. Look at that, 1% left. 1%. There is a few bits there. I mean, I'm going to have to sort that out, aren't I? But yeah, 1%, 9 litres of maize seeds left for that. Do you know what? That actually might be maize seeds. And if that is pretty good going. I can't remember exactly if it is. I mean, was it soybeans or was it maize? Hey, it's maize seeds. Look at that. That's perfect timing. Just what we need. Don't know how much it'll be, but you know what? 70%, that's not too bad. We can actually set this going with that. Probably going to need some more, but we can always come back. But, I mean, it was ideal just to finish that off where it is. We're doing well. I mean, this is going to need fertiliser, obviously, and definitely need some weeding, just like the other field. But at least we're planted in. There's only one more field to plant into, and then we're all set for this year. Got to wait till July, though, to sell them soybeans. It is quite a bit of time away. We're in April. Got to get through to May, June, and then July finally we can sell. But there's no point in jumping the gun on that one. We need to get the best price for them. I have also been thinking about buying a little quad, because I mentioned in the last episode about the fact that the cane that I use to transfer the animals is a pain to walk with. You can't run with it at all. And you can get a quad. I actually saw a picture on my Discord of someone doing the exact same thing, and they got the quad on the back of the, and they got the cane, sorry, on the back of the quad, and they strapped it down. It worked a treat, and I think it's something we should definitely look into doing. And I think the quad is the way to go. There is a few other things that we could use. I've seen like a golf cart that would be funny to bob around on, but no, definitely going to get something soon for that. Right, let's jump into this. I'm going to try and get this probably, yeah, let's reverse it so we're facing the right way for when we want to drive off. It is only going to be next month. It could even be in the next episode we do this, so let's get it sorted out properly. Don't want to block the way too much, but while we're loading up, I think that should be okay. And then we'll find somewhere to drop it off. I'm just trying to think, if I straighten it up, it'll probably be easier for me loading on. Probably about there. There we go. So, let's unstrap this. I mean, this is struggling. I'm surprised it hasn't snapped. And what's even funnier is if I do this, that is on the verge. If I drive now, it's yeah, it's just going to tip up. You can see that it wants to. There you go, I'm wheeling. So we can't be doing that. We just can't. I will keep it there though, just so it might steady the ship as we unload. But let's see how we get on with this. Probably about that. Now, I've always thought the physics of these kind of things, they either work really well or awful. So let's see where we're going to be at. It's a little bit difficult because it feels like it wants to tip straight away. So it's actually on an angle to do this. But so far so good. There we go. I mean, many more to go, but at least we've done the one. I am going to do this. I'm going to manually load all these because, you know, a lot of people would pick these up. And don't get me wrong, there's been times when I've had one or two and I've just thrown it on myself. But I do like to try and challenge myself with these kind of things, just because, obviously, you know, if it works well and the physics are fine, it's actually pretty fun at times to do. It's when you have issues that you know, it just becomes too difficult and then you have to use super strength. But I'm hoping that this will work a treat, to be honest. It's open anyway, especially with a skid steer. Turning on them is brilliant, so you don't have to worry too much about that. Might have to push that one up though. Probably wanted to get it as close as I can to there. I mean, that's not too bad. That isn't too bad. A little bit off, but yeah, it'll do. What would be good is if I could pick two up at a time. Might be able to do that if I take all the ones from the bottom now. That would save me a lot of time. Do you know what? I'm pretty chuffed with that. I kind of grew into it. Yeah, I enjoyed doing that. I really did. Sad as that sounds, I actually enjoyed doing that quite a bit. And I think I did all right. The first one, I kind of got the, the gap after that improved. So, yeah, you can see that they're a bit more tighter on. But it didn't matter anyway. We still would have fit the same amount on. So what I'm going to do now is I've got one on the back of the L200 that I'm going to take off. I'm going to put more on this side. And then in here, I've got a few more. So I'll start filling up one side, turn the trailer around and do it the other side, because the skid steer, as good as it is, it won't reach across to the other side. And also, it'll only push from when it's on like a surface like the trailer bed. If I push on top of a pallet, a wall, it'll probably, go all over the place or tip over. So I'm just going to fill one side, turn the trailer around and fill the other side. I think that's probably the best bet. But I'm not going to do that in this episode. I think we've done enough loading on the episode. We've done well as well. We've obviously tended to the weeds in the potato field. And if we just quickly jump over here, you can check out this guy is nearly finished. Not bad at all, really. He's doing the headland passes, and from what I can tell, he's not missing a single thing. Let's have a quick look just to make sure that they're doing all right. I mean, that looks spot on to me. Spot on. Definitely. So we're doing well. We've got we've got 5 fields growing here. This one has got our crop to make money on. It's we're going to make straw from it. Hopefully we'll do pretty well with this field. Yeah, canola in that field. So I'm just trying to think. We'll get straw off it. Do we need to put some fertilizer in that, don't we? I think that's the only thing left. Yeah, it is. So fertilizer in that one. We could do that at any point, really. These all need fertilizer, the maize, even, the potatoes all need fertilizer. 109 is the only one that doesn't need it. And then finally, we'll use them mowers that we've bought in this episode. So not too bad at all. But I think on that note, I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, because that does help my channel out quite a bit. And if you're new, don't forget to also hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.